Hi, this is Gay Adelman.
Hey, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Happy Friday.
Well, thank you. Same to you.
So you're curious about Chris Farmer and what your sense is of him as a misogynist and other stuff. Let me tell you that my view is very close to yours.
Interesting. All right.
He's very patriarchal. He's now the clerk of Louisville Friends meeting the Quakers, and which I've been a member of for about 25 years. I've seen Chris up close and personal. You say he might be, I think you qualified it, might be a misogynist, might be racist. Quaker meeting and I have parted ways.
Okay.
Big time. Do you know where the Quakers meet in Louisville?
I roughly knew over by Krispy Kreme-ish area, if that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of closer to Bowman Field.
Okay.
3050 Bon Air, which intersects Taylorsville Road right there where Pee Wee Reese is an entrance to Seneca Park near Bowman Field at building and so forth. So anyway, it's a little 19th century building, one-story brick, and it was built probably in the third quarter of the 19th century on the Farmington plantation. Do you know the Farmington story very well?
Not at all.
It was built by the Speed family, and it was one of the few, what others would call, southern plantations.
Okay.
Big, large numbers of enslaved people. Farmington and the Speed family, prominent names, Speed Scientific School, Speed Museum, blah, 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 rich white, etc. Built this huge plantation along with the house we know as Farmington, the House Museum, and other buildings, including the little building where the Quakers meet.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
The Quakers, yeah, wow. Say that again, wow. So I grew up in that neighborhood. I went to Hawthorne. My first house I owned in Louisville was on Hawthorne, 2404 Hawthorne, not far from Farmington. Would go over there and play with my kids and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And I never made the connection, Gay. I never made the connection that this little building I knew, 3050 Bon Air, corner of Alameda Bon Air, was part of a slave legacy. It was built with slave labor, or as a result of the wealth created by enslaved people for the Speed family, and what the Speed family did with its land, farmed hemp, raised whatever they did with their land is directly attributable to the use of enslaved people. So the Quakers in 1969 bought it. Like most racists, declared good intentions. I don't know. I wasn't around then, but anyway, good intentions. The road to racism is paved with good intentions.
Oh, God.
And so I woke up, and this is maybe, 2019 or thereabouts, 2020, I can't remember specifically. And so I using the Quaker process, I raised concerns. I drafted minutes, what we do when we go on record is we call it minuting. So I drafted minutes and led discussions and answered questions and just generally stirred up shit. And bottom line is, we, the owners of this slave-built, slave legacy property, are the beneficiaries of slave labor.
Correct. Yes.
We have no business owning this. We cannot be in any kind of person, much less a Quaker person, who declares a faith in fairness and equity and all that pacifism. But anyway, back to Chris. Chris is the I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but he's the one. The media has resisted this. I get a lot of yeah, but. You ever hear that? Yeah, but. Yeah, I hear you. Slave labor, Farmington, Speed family, plantation. Yeah, but. But we've done good things. Yeah, but we're Quakers.
Right.
All the yeah, buts. All the racist yeah, buts. Spoken like the slave master.
Oh my God.
Spoken like the owner. Yeah, but anyway, back to Chris.
Well,
Final word is
yeah.
he is one of the defenders of the whatever the legacy.
Well, that is fascinating. Alarming that he's been able to do this so secretly, because we have a lot of people in common that if they knew what you just told me, I think their jaws would be on the floor right now. So, did he individually participate in the yeah but process? Like he knows that you brought this concern forward and he's been part of the no?
Sure. Leave your question entirely, whatever vague or unanswered or misanswered. He's part of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And you asked another question. He is aware of my concern. I think everybody in the meeting is aware of my concern. Yeah, I mean, you know me. I'm like a dog with a bone. I don't let go.
Who else is in this meeting? Can you get me a list? That's probably confidential information, isn't it? But I would really like to know if I know any of these people, because that's how accountability works.
I'm not going to release the directory. I'm not going to do that without anybody's permission.
Sure. If I brought you some names, you could tell me if they're in there. Okay, what about...
No.
Okay. He's in Fellowship of Reconciliation with Chris. So that's where... That's another group that spends a lot of time in some groups that I'm in. There's the Kentucky Alliance. Are you familiar with their history, that organization? Okay.
Yep. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he has been part of the defense of the status quo.
Well,
that's fair to say.
Yes, that's been my experience as well. And Brent McKim has been able to use him as his puppet, and that's where, yes, that's where I can show you. That's the video